So, with the dust barely settled on the release of the GoPro Hero 9 Black, believe it or not, speculation has already started on what features the GoPro Hero 10 Black will have. Want to find out what these crazy rumours are? And trust me, some of them are out there? Then don't go away. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel where we review tech related to making YouTube videos and other gear rumours and breaking news just like this one. So if you're liking this content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. And for your convenience and attention deficit tendencies, timestamps are in the description below. So, the GoPro action camera range has been super popular over the years, and you can see why. It's supremely portable, has amazing image quality, virtually indestructible, and the types of places and situations you can use them in are only bound by your imagination. It's one of those rare products that offers true crossover appeal for photographers, adventurers, sports enthusiasts, and more. Now, even though the Hero 9 Black only hit the market in late 2020, there are gadget freaks like me always looking for the next new thing. So there's already speculation as to when the next GoPro will be out and what features it's going to have. And believe me, while the GoPro Hero 9 packed in a heap of new features compared to its predecessor, the GoPro Hero 8 Black, there's still quite a large wish list for the Hero 10. So grab yourself a cuppa, sit back, because we have a lot to talk about. First of all, when can we expect to see the Hero 10? Well, every year for the past few years, GoPro has unveiled a new addition to its Hero range, as it seems inevitable we'll see a GoPro Hero 10 Black release sometime within the third quarter of 2021. When exactly? Well, if history is to repeat itself, then we can probably expect to see a GoPro Hero 10 Black release date in September 2021. Given that the Hero 9 Black came out in September 2020, the Hero 8 and Max 360 in October 2019, and the Hero 7 in September 2018. So put a big red circle around mid to late September 2021 for the release of the GoPro Hero 10 Black. So, what new features will the camera have in it? The internet has already gone bonkers with speculation, and to be honest, some of the suggestions have been exactly that, bonkers. So I'll keep this list more on the realistic side of things, okay? Now, we also have to weigh with this what the competition are doing. And in the case of GoPro, the big competition they need to be worried about is DJI, who entered the action camera market with a bang in 2019 with the Osmo Action camera and shook things up a bit when it had a front-facing screen, and we saw a big shift from GoPro to Osmo Action. Now, there's already been heaps of speculation for the last few months that DJI are releasing their next version of the camera, the DJI Action 2. So GoPro also have to weigh up what DJI are going to do, because they don't want a repeat of what happened in 2019. First up, and this is also on the DJI Action 2 wish list, is a larger sensor. How large? Well, most speculation is on a 1-inch sensor, and most of that being so the performance of the camera can be improved in low light conditions. However, at the dramatic end of the wish list in this category is that they put in a sensor like one of the smaller DSLR camera sensors on the market, namely something like an APS-C crop sensor. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? So what are the implications of that? Well, the biggest implication would be a larger GoPro. How much larger? Is that still a GoPro? How much larger would it have to be? Does that mean that GoPro would enter the DSLR market? Okay, I think we're getting a little away from ourselves here, and it's time to calm down. So I think we can rule in a larger sensor as possible and doable, but pretty much rule out an APS-C type sensor. I think what's more likely is tweaking to the resolution and frame rates. However, even on this topic, I do struggle when people want more and more and more in this area, as I think the vast majority of the options actually never get used. Now, the Hero 9 already offers more than the average creator like me or you need. It can already record 5K at 30 frames per second, 4K at 60 frames per second, and all the way up to 1080p at 240 frames per second. But it hasn't stopped people asking for 5K at 60 FPS, 4K at 120 FPS, and a super slow motion for 2.7K at 480 frames per second, and even the eye-watering 1080p at 960 frames per second. Now, I mean, most of those are a bit gimmicky in my view, and you may decide to do something like film a balloon filled with water, pop in super slow motion, just because you can, but just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Now, just back quickly to the bigger sensor, with people's main motivation here wanting it to mainly improve the low light performance of the camera. Now, there are suggestions out there, and good ones too, that GoPro should utilize some of the smarts that, for example, you can find in the latest iPhones. Now, low light performance in those devices has improved dramatically, and they don't have a 1-inch sensor. A lot of the smarts in the phone comes from machine learning or AI, so to be able to enable that might need an upgraded chip in the camera. Now, the GP1 processor has been in their line of cameras since the GoPro Hero 6. It received a 2 megabyte RAM boost in the GoPro Hero 7 model, which really pushed it past all other action cameras on the market at the time. And that was the main reason why GoPro's hyper-smooth technology became possible. However, we're now in the Hero 9 Black and it still uses the same chip. The GP1 now has a proven track record and we know it can process plenty of data, but imagine how much more a GP2 processor could do. This is probably the solution for better low light performance, not a larger sensor. It would also enable more manual control, greater slow motion, and smartphone style apps for a start. It'd significantly improve the camera's performance and help it achieve the video resolutions and frame rates I talked about earlier. Now, an interesting suggestion that's come up that relates to smartphone-like smarts in the camera and could possibly build on the capability of a GP2 processor would be the inclusion of a portrait mode type of setting like you get on the iPhone. This enables an adjustable depth of field, and whilst I don't think you'd get a lot of use when taking photos with a GoPro, I personally think that generally because the vast majority of people use their GoPro for taking videos, it'd be awesome to be able to have something like that for video. In particular for vloggers or those people wanting to use their GoPro in a studio type setting for making YouTube videos like this. Yet another suggestion is the inclusion of a built-in ND filter. A number of mirrorless cameras offer this functionality, even my Canon G7X Mark II, which is quite a few years old. And GoPro users would definitely find it useful given that we shoot so much in bright sunlight. A built-in ND filter that you could turn on or off would reduce exposure by a few stops and would allow you to shoot at wider apertures with brightly lit subjects and play around with slower shutter speeds. Hey guys, just quickly, if you're getting value from the video so far, it'd be great if you could hit the like button and it'll really help out the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on any videos. Cheers guys. Alrighty, back into the list. Now, speaking of smartphone style apps on the camera, how about updating the GoPro app on the smartphone? Add some functionality into the app along the lines of some of the things you can do with the likes of the Insta360 app, and you make a lot of people happy. Now, I know the GoPro is not a 360 camera, but maybe if you are filming in a wide field of view, you could reframe your footage to suit within the available field of view, much like you can with the apps that come with the 360 cameras like the Insta360 One X2. More effects could be added into the app, which could see Instagram style effects made available for your GoPro footage, or even YouTube or Facebook Live could be integrated. In addition to that, maybe even for pro users, the app could include a revamped Pro Tune section that offered an S-Log color mode as well as time codes. Now, many of us own more than one GoPro, and so a new suggestion to improve the quality of your GoPro footage is when you start to use multiple angles. There's generally two main ways to do that. Film something over and over again from different angles, or use multiple cameras. However, once you've captured a variety of angles on 2, 3 or more cameras, you then need to sync the footage together before it's edited. There have been suggestions, therefore, to add multicam functionality to the GoPro Hero 10 Black, which would enable, for example, you and your mates to go out for a ride, synchronize your cameras, and then the data from each would automatically sync the footage to help speed up and make editing easier. Now, here's one out of the box, and I'm not sure why nobody has suggested it before, and that is wireless charging. The ability to charge your device by using wireless charging would make life just that little bit more convenient. Wireless charging is becoming quite common now in lots of devices, phones, headphones, even lights like the Aperture MC, so why not your camera? Another suggestion that's gaining a lot of attention is the ability to use a wireless microphone. Now, not so long ago, it was always about putting a dedicated 3.5mm input into cameras so you could use an external microphone with these devices. Now, don't get me wrong, there is still 100% a place for the 3.5mm input, but the release of very capable devices like the Rode Wireless Go microphone, giving you the ability to capture audio wirelessly, and it's now a very affordable option. Now, if you look at the DJI Pocket 2 device, they added a wireless microphone to their Creator Combo package, so perhaps GoPro could add not only a wireless transmission option to the Hero 10, but perhaps their very own microphone and transmitter to go with it. It would have to be relatively robust and water resistant or even waterproof, but an addition like that to the GoPro accessories lineup would actually not be out of place. Hey guys, just quickly, if you're wanting to make sure you get any updates on any GoPro Hero 10 developments, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any updates or new videos. Hit the red subscribe button below. Cheers guys. Now, while we're talking about accessories, the Hero 10 camera must surely be the time to introduce some additional lens mods. The Hero 9 camera was released with the Max Lens mod, given the benefits of wide mode when using the standard lens with full stabilization, including boost I think, or the linear plus horizon leveling, but with a wider, even more fully stabilized field of view than you get in those modes. The Max Lens mod has 4 main settings, including Max Super View mode, which is the widest setting the mod can do, and it's the equivalent to a 14mm lens on a 35mm camera. So there have been calls for additional mods like a macro lens, a telephoto lens, and even perhaps a zoomable lens. But what about more normal lenses? And by that I mean, what if you had a different lens for different situations with your GoPro camera? Say for example, a linear lens for vlogging, a standard wide for extreme sports and general use, and a longer focal length lens for drone and other aerial work. Not only that, but it would open up endless possibilities for effects lenses and filters, and could engage a whole new market of creative filmmakers without impacting on the original customer base. Up here for thinking, down there for dancing. And here's one that's probably a little bit out there for you. How about a detachable touchscreen remote? This could be a screen that you could detach and switch to a wrist or bar mountable remote. This would be ideal for those situations where the last thing you want to do is reach into your pocket and connect to the GoPro app, and it could be just a start. Why not make it flip or articulate and make it easier for the selfie takers or vloggers out there? And if it's vlogging you're into, I've made a video that compares the GoPro Hero 9 camera to the iPhone 12 to see which device is better for vlogging. If that's something you're into, then check out the video by clicking on this link. Or if you want to see how the GoPro Hero 9 stacks up against the DJI Pocket 2 camera, check out this video here. Now don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any updates as the release of the GoPro Hero 10 gets closer and closer. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.